A very good evening to you all, and welcome once again to Jetstream TV here on YouTube, and specifically streaming live on twitch.tv. The channel is Tim's a Pilot. Welcome once again. We're going to be taking an afternoon flight today in Italy from the northern town of Bolzano down to Pmdg which is Bologna. Lima India Papa Bravo to Lima India Papa Echo. So we're flying the Boeing 737-600 Pmdg. Lovely aircraft to fly, it really is. Modelling on it is just something else. And we're flying the Hungarian airline Malev Airlines today. So we'll just run through the route. So we are departing on runway 19 at Bolzano. It's right in a valley, right in the middle of the Dolomites. So I think it's the Dolomites, the mountain range. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Runway 19 for departure, and we are taking a Vic 6 Alpha Victor from 19. That's our departure today. And the arrival into Pmdg Bologna is a NIGS 2 Sierra for runway 30 with an RNAV approach for runway 30. So there is the runway OZE, OZE 2, 4, 6 and 8 on the way out, avoiding any high ground. For over the top of Trento, OZ 22, 24, X178, all very random waypoints today for the departure, Vic 20, and then obviously the mountains will deplete around about Bolzano del Grappa. There is Vic, that's our arrival SID. Heading south then, Verona off to our right hand side, straight over the top of Legnano, Mirandola, Modena, which is a place I've been to, where Pavarotti is from. Believe it or not, bit of info for you en route. Over the top of Formigine and Sassuolo, and then Nigso, the arrival R248 Romeo, with a turn taking us down over San Lazzaro di Savena, with our RNAV approach on to runway 30. Bologna off to our left hand side, the main city of Bologna off to our left hand side. Hopefully we'll have some clear weather when we get down to Bologna, and we'll try and point out some of the sights and sounds, such as the Torre degli Isinelli e Garasenda and the Basilica di San Petronio. Well, it's been a while since I spoke Italian. I did have an Italian girlfriend many years ago, about 30 years ago. I do remember the odd word here and there. Bologna is a beautiful city. I've been to probably 3 or 4 times. I flew into Bologna during the time that we were together. Anyway, that's another tale for another day. Let's concentrate on what the job is in hand, which is flying south with Malev, the Pmdg Boeing 737-600 from Bolzano down to Bologna. Let's fly. Real world weather on this one, by the way, guys, and if it's absolutely terrible, we'll change it up like we do on most flights. Pmdg 737 is a big expansion, so it takes a long time for MSFS to compile it if you've never used it before, just so that you know. Bit more info for you. I like to give you info during the loading screens, as you know. With only 69 units built, the 737-600 was not as popular as her 737NG siblings, but many remain flying in unique service roles today. Pmdg 737 offer numerous avionics, carrier options and selectable modifications. The 737 comes with its own unique ground handling environment, including baggage loaders, catering trucks and support equipment. Interesting. We'll have a look at them in greater detail on another flight, to be honest with you, because it's such a faff to set this aircraft up, and just to get it ready for departure, because it's so technical. It's just easier to start on the runway. One thing we will have to do though, we will have to program the flight plan into the FMC while we're on the runway, just before departure. Okay, so Bolzano, in a beautiful valley in the Dolomites in northern Italy. A very nice day it is too. There's our aircraft, the Pmdg Boeing 737-600 for Malev. Without further ado, let's get on board, let's get things set up for departure. I always think it's going to crash when it does that, it takes forever to load. Anyway, we are on board. Okay, we'll just check the outside of the aircraft, get a nice view for our departure. There's sun directly overhead just after midday. And we'll go down to the FMC first things first, get things set up on the FMC. Sort them rudders out. So it's different to the Airbus when you are inputting information. For example, Airbus will give you a from and to airport in one section, and this does it completely separately. So init ref, our cost index will be 15 today. Let's get that put in. Our cruising altitude, we're going to go with probably 31,000 feet, although it did say to go to 41,000. Can't really be bothered. It is what it is. 31,000 feet. That's all we need for the transition altitude, 18,000. Then we need to go to departure and arrivals page. So our departure, is it departure and arrivals? RTE, no, origin airport. So we are departing from Lima India Papa Bravo. Lima India Papa Bravo. Put that in there. That's the origin. That's where we're leaving from, and our destination, Lima India Papa Echo. Lima India Papa Echo. Into the destination. Okay, that's done. Our departure runway at Bolzano is 19. So we'll put that in the FMC as well, so it knows where we are currently. 19, there we go. Then we're looking at the departure and arrival. So there's obviously our departure airport and our arrival airports. For the departure, we're looking at 19, which is selected, and we are looking at a Vic 6 Alpha Victor. So that's going to be this one here. That's fine. And then at our departure, the arrival is it's an RNAV 30 runway. So if we skip down, next page, RNAV 30 selected, and we're looking for a NIGS 2 Sierra. Next page, NIGS 2 Sierra, there it is. And that's fine. Let's go to the legs page. Okay, so NIGS, we just select that because we've got a blank space there between the two SIDs. Filled in that gap. And R30, yeah, that's all good. Everything's in the FMC. Okay, ready for departure. We'll just execute that for the flight plan. Oh, activate first, activate, and then you'll see the execute button is highlighted. Execute, and we are ready to go. If you look on the PFD now, FMC, we'll get rid of that warning. We'll increase our EFIS range. So we are departing. Are we turning round on the departure? What runway are we on? doesn't matter, we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's going to be we're going to be turning round just after departure by the looks of things, so we'll have a 40-mile range to begin with. So initially climbing out to 10,000 feet, we'll increase our speed there to 250 for departure. 251 is fine. The way you've got to configure this aircraft is flight director needs to be turned on initially in order for us to select the VS, and then that will give us the opportunity to specify how quickly or slowly we go up through the levels. So initially 2,500 feet, that's at 251 the speed. Auto throttle is engaged. We just need to put the autopilot A into command after departure. We'll just check that we've got everything configured, make sure the wings are all done. There is the landing gear view, nose wheel view, nose wheel cam, FMC view, okay, we are configured and flaps are set for departure. Just check on the rest of the views now. Nose cam, cockpit cam, left wing, right wing flaps, left wing flaps, gear, nose wheel, nose cam and FMC. Okay, we're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to depart Bolzano. %, and 1, engines are looking good. Ready to go, let's go. Knots. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Just through V2, we've got a positive rate. Gears coming up. To avoid this high ground that's ahead of us. Autopilot's going in. Autopilot is on. LNAV selected. There's a left hand turn. Make sure we're avoiding that high ground. Yeah, we're doing okay there. Climbing at the rate that we need to be. Getting a bit close for my liking. I think we're just going to fly this manually for the time being, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just get rid of that. Okay, high ground is missed. Beautiful views round here, absolutely stunning. So okay, we'll get rid of them flaps now. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. And flaps up. Okay, we are configured for the cruise now, that's fine. Wonderful views here in northern Italy. Very nice indeed. Right, let's check the map very quickly. So that's where we've just departed from, Bolzano, off to our left hand side. and we are now joining the track, heading south. Magnificent views. Okay, we're going to go up to our cruise altitude. Yeah, I've got it.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Vertical speed. (2,500 feet). Let's get that up to 31,000. So we configure just such a tricky valley. You've really got to be so careful. I mean, I wouldn't even want to fly this at night, to be honest with you. 31,000 feet set and running in the box, climbing at 2,800 feet per minute. Coming through 8,000 feet now. We'll keep it at 250. Our landing lights are off. Passing 11,000 feet now, climbing up to 310. 20 minutes into the stream. Thanks very much indeed for joining us here at twitch.tv. Just so I know that we're going exactly where we need to be going, because that's looking very, very complicated on the PFD to me there. Just keep our eye on that. See, vector it's saying. That's ridiculous. Right, we're going to go direct. Can we go direct? How'd you go direct on the Boeing? How do you go direct on the Boeing? That's a point. How'd you go direct? I know how you do it. Execute that. That should start following a track. Yeah, that's cleaned everything up nicely. Yeah, there we go. Delta 194 Bravo, we are heading direct to now at 4.2 nautical miles away. We're on a track of 203 with a nice tailwind of 14 knots at 061. Ground speed 332 miles per hour as we climb through 17,000 feet for flight level 310. think we'll increase the speed ever so slightly. Take that up to 300 knots. And we'll bring the EFIS range down just a little bit so we can see our flight plan. Why is that taking us back? We don't want that, do we? Bear with me. D194K we want. Tell you what, D194K. Tell you what, if we just go for her, this is going to turn us back now. Let's just get this flight plan sorted because it's taken us back on ourselves. Execute that. There we go. Nice little turnaround. It still absolutely blows my mind the detail that they can generate, and just the real world textures and everything else all generated on the fly via Bing Maps is absolutely phenomenal. That is just like looking out of an aircraft window. Photorealistic. Absolutely stunning as we make a circling manoeuvre as we track south now down towards Bologna from Bolzano in the northern Italian Dolomites. Beautiful shot of that valley. You can even see the little river that meanders through the valley on the left hand side of all the fields and the agriculture that there is down there. Wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. Looks like we've got a little bit of mist further south, but the way that we're tracking right now actually looks okay. I think that is Lake Garda off to our right hand side, unless I'm very much mistaken. Is that Lake Garda? So we track past Verona, but it's some distance away on this route. That is looking like it might be Lake Garda though. Just let's see what this FMC is doing now. Let's see if we're on the right track. Okay, we're heading direct for air. Yeah, with a left turn coming up shortly, I would say. 1.3 nautical miles inbound, and we should be heading direct to our next waypoint. I think that is Lake Garda. Oh, easy now, easy now. Why is the airspeed so low? Okay. Get that airspeed back up. Just descend it ever so slightly. Get that speed back up. Carry on climbing up to our assigned cruise altitude. We'll do that very gently at about 1,000 feet per minute, and no need to go mad as we are currently at 27,000. So yeah, we'll continue on with the climb as we turn away from Lake Garda. Yeah, that is Lake Garda, if memory serves me correctly. We've got another aircraft inbound, but they are a lot higher on the flight level than we are. Beautiful day here in Italy. Yeah, if that is Lake Garda, we should have Verona just off. Yeah, that's Verona, Villafranca. Yeah, that is Lake Garda, ladies and gents. Heading direct Vic now, on our track. We're going to have to start descending shortly, to be honest with you. About 200 nautical miles inbound now to Bologna, so we'll begin our descent just after we reach Vic and that aircraft goes over the top of us. Turning us north again. Where is this flight plan taking us? Let me check the FMC. Another right hand turn now. Yeah, it's okay, we're on track. That's fine.
Bank angle.
Wonderful flight, the views are absolutely incredible. And there we are at 31,000 feet, the audible sound that you've just heard letting us know that we have reached our assigned altitude. If you look off into the distance there, we've got Venice and the Adriatic Sea, just where we're heading to directly now. We'll be making a further right hand turn and heading due south down for Bologna. .30 into the stream now. Thanks very much indeed everybody for joining us here at twitch.tv. Tim's a Pilot is the channel. My name is Tim Adams. As we make a right turn heading due south, I'm about to start our descent very shortly down to Bologna. And don't forget that this video will be going up on YouTube, so if you've missed any of it you can watch it back in full. The YouTube channel is Jetstream TV channel. If you search for that on YouTube you'll find us very easily. Give us a nice subscribe if you could, like the video, also leave us a comment. It's great to read your feedback, and it's great to know that you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out. Wonderful views here in northern Italy. Snow-capped Alps behind us now. Let's just check our map to see how far we are now. Okay, well we're coming up on Vic. That should be our next waypoint. It's where I said we will begin our descent. And at Vic we're approximately 200 nautical miles inbound, so we'll do a very gradual descent. Okay, we'll start bringing this bird down. Heading out towards Venice at the moment, to be honest with you. Should be making a right hand turn very shortly, yes, and there it is. So let's bring us down initially to 15,000 feet. In fact, will bring us down to 10. 10,000 feet, and we will have a descent rate of
Bank angle.
probably 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet per minute initially. So if we increase our EFIS range, we'll see where there should be a green arc showing where we will reach our assigned altitude, which is here, which is obviously way past Bologna, so we need to come down at a quicker descent rate than that. So we say 2,500 feet per minute, and we'll now slow our speed to 250, and then you can see the green arc there. So we will be at 10,000 feet just prior to Nigso, which is our arrival today. Just increase that EFIS range. There we go. A little bit bumpy on the way down here, ladies and gents. Must apologise. Okay, we are direct to Nigso now, 75 nautical miles inbound. That's fine. We've got a 20 knot tailwind at 052. Current ground speed 457 miles per hour. We'll get some air brakes in and to help slow us down. A little bit bumpy on the way down here. For some reason the air brakes don't want to work. Don't know why that is. Anyway, let's make sure we're coming down as we should be doing. 24,000 feet. Bring that speed back. 230. Just check the elevation of Bologna, just so that we can get our descent profile managed properly. 120 feet, so almost sea level. That's fine, no problem at all. Bring it down to 3,000 feet. And then we need to see what that arc is doing on at the PFD. Just decrease our rate of descent ever so slightly. And you'll see that arc moving up now. But we do have a bit of a manoeuvre to come down into Bologna, so that should be absolutely perfect to pick up the RNAV for runway 30 at Bologna. Excellent stuff. Things are looking good in the descent now. 21,000 feet for 3,000. Speed's coming back. Should be able to point out some of the main features of the city of Bologna on our final approach. Nice and clear, but there is some mist down there. I'm just hoping that that mist isn't clinging to Bologna Airport. Knowing my luck, it will be. But it makes things interesting here on the channel. We need some hair-raising moments to keep the interest. It's got to be entertaining as well, right? Yeah, you can just see Venice is off our left wingtip there, and the Adriatic coast and the Adriatic Sea off in the distance. Let's just check the map. We've just passed Verona. Yeah, Verona Airport off to our right hand side. Got aircraft coming across us. We'll just check where he is. Sign of that aircraft, can't see him visually. That's looking like a potential collision course to me. So he's just off over that river, near where the bend is in the river. Should we have a look for him? Obviously. Don't think there's going to be a conflict. No, he's going behind us, that's fine. Cheers, ladies and gents. Such a delightful sound. Drinking a beautiful punk IPA from Brewdog on the arrival into Bologna. Got to wet the whistle on a weekend. So the beautiful, picturesque, rural little villages north of Bologna here, as you can see. Wonderful weather for flying, absolutely perfect. I'm not loving that mist that's off to off our right hand side. Let's just check what that mist is. It's going to be right on Bologna, isn't it? Unreal. Okay, let's see where we're up to in the descent. Coming down through 14,000 feet now, 2,000 feet per minute. Slowing down nicely. We are heading direct to Nigso, 33 nautical miles at inbound. Let's just decrease our rate of descent there ever so slightly. Sorry. 1,700 feet per minute. Let's just watch that green arc move up ever so slightly. Yeah, that's about right. Take it down to 1,500 feet per minute on the descent. Just increase the EFIS range there. There we go. You can see exactly what we're doing, and Bologna is coming up on our left hand side in approximately 10 miles. So we're doing kind of a big circuit south and then heading out towards the east and then looping back on ourselves for a westerly arrival onto the runway 30 at Bologna. But if I look off to the left hand side, which is where the airport is, it's underneath all that mist. Isn't that perfect? Clear as a bell, clear as a whistle. And then we come for the arrival and there's thick fog. Oh well, it is what it is, we will deal with it. high ground coming up ahead. Should be making a left-hand turn soon. Just check the FMC to see what flight level we should be at, just in case there's any issues or conflicts. So, okay. I suppose we could go direct India November Tango Charlie, possibly, to avoid any high ground if we can get ourselves a nice change. No, we should be okay on this descent, to be honest with you. 9,000 feet now. And the airport is directly off to our left hand side. Let's see if we can see that. The airfield should come into view very, very shortly. Where is the airfield? Oh, I can't see the airport anywhere, can you? Not to worry, not to worry. The mist is clearing a little bit now, actually, so we should, I think we'll be okay for the arrival. Might be a little bit foggy, but it doesn't seem to be that thick. We'll weigh it up as we get closer. There's a potential divert to Genoa if required, or Verona. We can head north, go back to Verona if it does get more foggy for the arrival, but Verona's probably the closest. Verona or Venice even. We could look at alternates if required. Okay. Just have to watch out for these hills as we are coming down. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hold our descent at 5,000 feet. Because them hills are coming up pretty rapidly. We'll do our descent to 5,500, and we have reached that now, and we're making a left turn very, very shortly, and then we can continue the descent as long as we are away from this high ground. Turning away from the high ground now, so we can continue to descend down to 3,000, I think. Let's just check. Bring us down to 4,000. Descending at 1,000 feet per minute, just avoiding this high ground now on the way in. That's rather a lovely view off the right hand wing with all of the mountains further south of Bologna. sun just catching the edge of the engine. Track taking us slightly off to the right now, and we're heading directly for the mist. Wonderful. Just going to keep it around about 4,000 feet now until we turn left a bit more, and then we can bring it down and get the aircraft configured for landing. It looks like we will be landing through mist, but it's not that thick, to be honest with you, so the visuals should be okay for the RNAV at 3.0. I'm going to manually hand fly the aircraft for the approach. We could do it on autopilot, but I need to fine tune the old skills, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, we'll keep it at 4,000 feet as we do have hills and some terrain. As you can see now, we need to just zoom in on the EFIS a little bit. Yeah, there's our left hand dark. The airport is away to our left hand side now, if we can see that. Where is the airfield? I'm going to slow the aircraft as well.
2,500.
Slowing the aircraft to 200 knots. Just avoid this high ground now as we sweep left on this arc. "22 nautical miles inbound to our next waypoint, which should have us lining up nicely for the runway at Bologna." 50 minutes into the stream now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV as we are about to make an arrival onto RNAV runway 30 at Bologna. After a lovely flight down from Bolzano in the northern Italian Alps, the Dolomites. Just maintaining 4,000 feet now. You can see that there's some terrain around us, some hills in the area. So, oh, you can see the shadow of the aircraft down there on the patchwork. There it is. There's the aircraft shadow. The patchwork of Italy's rural, wonderful countryside, I was going to say. Get that for a view. Incredible, isn't it? Yeah, there is quite a lot of high ground around here, so actually makes a lot of sense to keep it at 4,000 feet for now. We can bring it lower once we make our next left turn. So it's looking like ahead. Yeah, we'll keep it at 4,000 feet. Should have a left turn coming up soon. Yeah. Very gradual turn to the left. 15 nautical miles inbound to the next waypoint. Delta 1420. Down to 200 knots now. Increase the speed ever so slightly just so we can get lined up with the runway. We'll go up to 230. We've got the landing lights and the strobe lights on now, I think. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. So we'll zoom in on the Ephus range here now, as we are just to the south of Bologna on a easterly track. Zooming in now with a continued left hand turn, 9 nautical miles inbound to the next waypoint, and then we'll be making a left turn and lining up for runway 30 at Bologna. Still maintaining 4,000 feet to avoid this high ground that we've got around us here. Magnificent views in northern Italy, very nice indeed. And once we make our left hand turn, we should be away from the high ground and the hills, as I say, just to the south of Bologna. Then we can bring the aircraft down very quickly to 3,000 feet. Let's see what we've got ahead of us and see if we can start doing that now. Now we've still got quite a lot of hills and high ground around us. Better to be safe than sorry. We'll keep it at 4,000 for now. Okay, what we will do though, we will bring some flaps in though just before we make our left hand turn for the runway. Flaps 1. Flaps 5. A little bit of speed brake in there just to get us slowed down a bit more. Yeah, you can see the mist straight away. The mist would have to be clinging to the top of Bologna, wouldn't it? It's been beautifully clear all the way down from Bolzano. The minute we come in for an approach, we've got fog. We can handle it like the professionals that we are. Okay, I think we can descend to 3,000 feet now as these hills are starting to dissipate. In fact, we'll come down to 2,500. Put the VS on that. Come down at 500 feet per minute. That should do us nicely. Let's slow the aircraft. I'm going to come in at 180 now, slowing the aircraft down to 180 knots with a left hand turn imminent, which will bring us down on the track for RNAV 30 at Bologna, and as you can see we're heading directly for the mist. Just make sure that 2,500 is not too low. What's that saying on the PFD? 3.6. We should be good. 2,500. Tell you what, make it 2.8 just to be sure, and we can disengage the autopilot very easily and manually fly the aircraft down. Okay, descending through 3,200 feet now for 2,800. Bring that down ever so slightly. Yeah, that's all good. And our left turn now for Bologna. Okay, we'll get some more flaps in. Gears coming down. And the remainder of the flaps can go in now. and it's very, very misty coming into Bologna now. We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for this runway. We could put it on a managed descent. Should we go into approach mode maybe? Yeah, we'll go into approach mode. That should configure us nicely for an auto land if required, but we will get rid of the autopilot last minute and hand fly the aircraft. Almost the hour mark now on the stream, ladies and gents. Thanks very much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV as we are making our final approach into Bologna. .160 knots now, slowing the aircraft even more. Just going to zoom in on the EFIS there. Just want to see where that runway is. Just check the map very quickly. I don't have visuals on the airfield yet. 20 nautical miles away. There is the airport. Okay, we're about 10 nautical miles out. We're 4.1 nautical miles inbound on our last waypoint to Papa Echo 805, and then it will be the runway at Bologna. Just trying to keep I think that's the runway off in the distance. It would have to be misty, wouldn't it? Typical, absolutely typical. That isn't the runway, is it? That looks like a building. Very deceptive. Really struggling to see here. Zooming in. I still can't see the airfield. It's a very, very tricky approach this, ladies and gents, it really is. I'm going to have to keep zooming in just to so we can get some kind of visual on the runway. City of Bologna is off to our left hand side. Still very high up, aren't we, to be honest? Let's just... Is that bringing us down ever so slightly? I don't think it is, you know. Let's bring that down to 2000. Looking for the airport, still can't see it. Very, very foggy and misty on the arrival here in Bologna. 2,500 feet, 2,500. Continuing with the descent. If it is too foggy, we may have to divert and track north for Verona. It's looking quite dangerous, this, to be honest with you. Even an auto land, we're not going to be able to see anything until the last minute. So, is that the airport? There is the airport right in front of us. That's fine. Okay, autopilot's coming out. And auto throttle disengaged. Get some speed brakes in, help us slow down now and bring the aircraft down slightly.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up. Pull up.
Ignore the proximity warnings, ladies and gents. We just need to come down through this fog. Looking good at the moment.
Pull up. Pull up. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Right on the centre line as usual. wonderful flight. Very, very challenging, that last final approach. As we arrive in Bologna, good afternoon and welcome to Italy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to vacate at our next turn off, which will be this one. That was quite nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, but very enjoyable as well. That's going to be great to look back on YouTube. I'd like to see that landing back, to be honest with you. Okay, we'll just taxi toward the terminal now. We'll find a nice place to park up. Just go to the exterior of the aircraft. We're in the Malev Pmdg, the Hungarian airline. Let's bring them flaps in now, we don't need them anymore. Get rid of that master caution, not required. Fuel warning, we're on the ground, so that's okay. Don't need to stress about that at all. And we'll take one of these gates off to our right hand side now. In fact, we'll just park it up here, because it's just easier to do that. Just stick it there in front of this hangar. Park and brake on. Let's go into the drone cam very, very quickly so we can see where we are at. And welcome to Bologna, ladies and gents. The magnificent Boeing 737-600 by Pmdg. We didn't have a look round the aircraft today, did we? Should we have a little walk? Oh, there's our pilots. Yeah, beautifully modelled aircraft. Really is. Yeah, there you have it. Hotel Alpha Lima Oscar Foxtrot is the aircraft we've used today. Not that you can see much here at Bologna because of the mist. Nevertheless, here we are in northern Italy at Bologna. Hope you've enjoyed the flight, ladies and gentlemen. Is that a lake I can see over there? Let's just increase the speed on the drone and we'll have some nice ASMR to take us out of the stream this week. Not the best view in the world, is it? But it is foggy. It's like a nice little farm there. Very nice. Okay guys, well there it is. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Just over an hour this one. Thanks again for coming along. It's going up on YouTube either later today or first thing in the morning. And to my friend that is there watching once again, much appreciated. I'll check the comments in the chat on twitch.tv in a couple of minutes time. Thanks again everybody. Please give us a like and a subscribe, and please comment on the videos on YouTube Jetstream TV channel. Until the next time, from myself Tim Adams. We'll see you very soon. Take care now.